Ukrainian defenders have repelled 14 Russian attacks near Marinka, Donetsk Oblast, with a total of 26 combat clashes taking place. Source: General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on Facebook. Information is of 6 o'clock on the 13th of June. Quote, "The enemy continues to focus its main efforts on attempts to completely occupy Luhansk and Donetsk Oblasts, and heavy fighting continues. Over the past day, 26 combat clashes took place on the specified section of the front. Details: During the past day, the Russian occupiers used 2 Caliber sea-based cruise missiles to attack residential buildings in Kharkiv Oblast. In addition, Russian forces conducted 31 airstrikes and carried out 47 attacks from multiple launch rocket systems at the positions of our troops and settlements. Civil infrastructure facilities were damaged. In particular, residential private houses were destroyed as a result of the attacks on Bilopilya in Sumy Oblast and Shevchenk in Kharkiv Oblast. Also, Russian terrorists dropped 3 guided aerial bombs on the town of Orikhiv, Zaporizhia Oblast, killing 1 civilian, and destroying private houses. As a result of the airstrike in Avdiivka, there are wounded civilians, a damaged cultural center and high-rise residential buildings. On the Severshina and Slobozhanshina fronts, Russian forces are maintaining a military presence in the areas bordering Ukraine. During the past day, they carried out mortar and artillery attacks on the settlements of Timonovichi and Kotivka in Chernihiv Oblast, Saradina Buda, Tovstodubo, Sopich, Zarutsky, Kharkiv, Bilopilya, Unikivka, Zapsilia and Stepik in Sumy Oblast, as well as Ivashki, Veterinarn, Vysoka Yarua, Streleka, Morokovets, Overtse, Hadish and Budarki in Kharkiv Oblast. On the Kupiansk front, Russian forces conducted an airstrike in the vicinity of Mylov and Kyslivka in Kharkiv Oblast and Novoselivsky in Luhansk Oblast. Vorokna, Mashutivka, Lyman Pershi, Kyslivka, Tibevka, Berestov in Kharkiv Oblast and Novoselivsky in Luhansk Oblast were attacked using artillery and mortars. On the Lyman front, Russian forces conducted unsuccessful offensive operations near Vesel in Kharkiv Oblast and Bilorivka in Luhansk Oblast. They conducted airstrikes on the settlements of Yampol, Spern and Vesel. Russian occupiers fired using artillery on the settlements of Nevsky, Bilohorivka in Luhansk Oblast and Yampolivka, Torsky, Dubrova, Verkhnekamiansk, Spern and Rozdolivka in Donetsk Oblast. On the Bakhmut front, Russian forces conducted an airstrike in the area of Bila Hora in Donetsk Oblast. Vashukivka, Blahodatna, Novomarkov, Kalinivka, Ivanovsky, Bila Hora, Druzhba, Teresk, Pivden and Suka Balka in Donetsk Oblast were affected by Russian artillery fire. On the Avdiivka front, Russian forces conducted unsuccessful offensive actions near Avdiivka. They carried out airstrikes in the vicinity of Avdiivka and Sever. They fired using artillery on the settlements of Karamik, Novokolino, Stepov, Avdiivka, Severn, Vodian, Pervomaysk, Netaila, Karlivka and Nevelsky in Donetsk Oblast. On the Marinka front, Ukrainian defenders repelled all 14 Russian assaults near the city of Marinka. Russian forces carried out airstrikes towards Staromykhailivka and Krasnohorivka. At the same time, they deployed artillery to fire on Marinka, Heorhivka, Maximilianivka, Hobida and Novomykhailivka and Krasnohorivka in Donetsk Oblast. On the Shakhtarsk front, Russian forces conducted unsuccessful offensive actions toward Blahodatna. They launched airstrikes in the areas of Zolotaniva, Shakhtarsk, Vlika Novosilka, Ramivka and Blahodatna in Donetsk Oblast. They attacked the settlements of Bowaavlenka, Vuhledar, Prekostivka, Zolotaniva and Vlika Novosilka in Donetsk Oblast. Russian forces are on the defensive on the Zaporizhia and Kherson fronts. They launched an airstrike near the settlement of Orikhiv in Zaporizhia Oblast. They conducted an artillery attack on the settlements, including Vramivka, Zelene Pol, Novopil in Donetsk Oblast, Lavadna, Malinivka, Huliaipol, Zaliznikny, Huliaipilsky, Malotokmichka, Orikhiv, Zherobyanki, Lobko, Kamiansk in Zaporizhia Oblast, Novoborislav, Vesel, Kozatsky, Chornobevka, Dniprovsky, Yantarn, Burhov, Kizimys in Kherson Oblast, and the city of Kherson. During the past day, Ukrainian aircraft carried out 9 airstrikes on areas where Russian military personnel were concentrated and 4 attacks on Russian anti-aircraft missile system positions. Ukrainian defenders also destroyed a Russian Ka-52 helicopter and an Orlan-10 operational tactical UAV. Ukraine's rocket forces and artillery struck 3 command posts, 2 anti-aircraft missile systems, an area where Russian personnel were concentrated and 3 field artillery units. The General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported on June 12 that Russia had lost 216,180 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of its full-scale invasion on February 24 last year. This number includes 540 casualties Russian forces suffered just over the past day. General Staff. Russian forces fail to make advances in Donetsk Oblast. Russian forces have unsuccessfully attempted to advance near the Donetsk Oblast village of Blahodatna, which was recently liberated by Ukrainian forces, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces reported on June 12. There are several settlements named Blahodatna in Donetsk Oblast, but reports suggest that it was the village located near the town of Glika Novosilka, west of Vuhledar, that was liberated on June 11. According to the General Staff, Russian forces also carried out 17 airstrikes and shelled various settlements, including in Sumy and Kharkiv oblasts, 22 times over the past day. However, Ukrainian forces struck 3 Russian command posts, 2 air defense systems, a military base, and 3 artillery units located in firing positions. There were 23 clashes between Ukrainian and Russian forces along the front line over the past day. Ukrainian forces also downed a Russian Ka-52 helicopter and an Orlan-10 drone, the General Staff added. President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed during a press conference in Kyiv on June 10 that Ukraine's long-anticipated counteroffensive was already underway. Air defense downs 10 of 14 Russian missiles and 1 of 4 Shahed drones overnight. The Russians attacked Ukraine overnight with 14 cruise missiles, 10 of which were destroyed by air defense forces, and 4 Iranian-made Shahed drones, 1 of which was shot down by the defenders. Source: General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Quote, preliminary information indicates that the enemy used 14 Kh-101 Kh-555 cruise missiles, 10 of which were destroyed by air defense forces. They also launched 4 Shahed drones, 1 of which was destroyed by our defenders. Details: the General Staff has also reported that a 5-story residential building and other civilian infrastructure facilities were hit in Kryvyi Rih. As a result of the hit to the building, there are casualties who are in an extremely serious condition. The information is being updated, the General Staff added.